2012 has already been an amazing year for Britain, and now one of Europe's biggest horror festivals is raising the bar for the UK once again. With a whopping 3 screens showing 50 films, Fright Fest the 13th really does look set to be bigger than ever. And this year, for the first time, I get to welcome my Italian evil twin Petra from our Twisted Sister channel, Horror Italia.
Hello.
Hello. You better brace yourself, sister, because us Brits, we like it bloody.
I would describe it as a horror film that slightly sort of bends the genre.
A young girl who, during a Balkan war, is kidnapped from her home and sold by soldiers to a brothel keeper.
And that poor girl is you.
It is indeed. Yeah, but she's a fighter, basically. She fights her way through the film and doesn't give up without a really good fight.
You know, I hope people are just, you know, drawn into the hypnotic, dreamy nature of it and then ripped into the second half, which is a lot more realistic and relentless and harrowing.
This is an emergency broadcast. There is a viral infection spreading fast through the capital.
The film basically features cockneys and zombies. Oh, don't tell them. Oh,
that was really sad.
Yeah. I play an old age pensioner who has qualities of leadership. And when we're attacked by zombies, he's very good at assembling people, getting his hands on some weapons and fighting back at the zombies.
He's eating a foot. It's disgusting.
Day 2 kicked off with a whole bunch of amazing new horror titles, plus an encounter with this year's total film icon, Dario Argento. So what films have you seen so far and what ones have stood out to you?
My favourite so far is VHS by a mile.
Okay, here's the deal. We gotta break into this house and all we have to do is steal this one VHS tape.
At its basics, it's a found footage anthology movie. But I think what it does in a very progressive way is it takes found footage and pushes it a little more towards just more of a celebration of pure entertainment. It's a bunch of scumbag criminals are hired by a mysterious third party to break into a house and find a certain VHS tape.
My apartment's haunted.
It's not haunted.
This year's total film icon has been described as the Italian maestro of horror. He is Dario Argento. My Italian colleague Petra Loregian met the man of the moment to find out more.
Buongiorno Dario, come stai?
Bene.
Tutto a posto?
Sì.
Bene. Com'è stato avere nuovamente tua figlia Asia Argento in un film?
È stato bello, i primi giorni ero un po' emozionato, dico accidenti, non me lo ricordavo più com'era così. E invece poi abbiamo ricominciato la nostra vecchia collaborazione, di parlare, di stare sempre insieme, di cenare insieme, di discutere e quindi è rinata la nostra grande collaborazione.
Da grande maestro dell'horror italiano, a chi ti piacerebbe cedere un ipotetico scettro?
No, io non cedo niente.
Ben stretto.
And on the third day, we came over all Italian. Scary. Not to mention getting some serious face-off time with a makeup man like no other.
It's all like minds, you know, having the opportunity to share with fans my experiences. You know, the documentary that they screened earlier today has a lot of the behind-the-scenes footage of stuff that I'd worked on, and it's all sitting in my office. So for people to get an opportunity to experience what it was like to be there, I think is critical for genre fans.
Two films at Fright Fest this year. You must be very proud.
Oh, we definitely are. Incredibly proud, yes. I think the best thing to take away from Paura is when they go out, I hope they go to a chemist and buy something to sleep, because I hope that without it, after Paura, it would be impossible for them to do it.
Do you usually travel with so many beautiful women on your arm?
Yeah, I love it. That's why I did this film. Yeah, the story is about this very elegant and influent woman. Her lovers start being murdered in horrible ways. And she can't go to the police because otherwise the scandal will do her in. And so she has to deal with that by her own. And it's gonna be a nightmare.
Sunday, a day of rest. Not. Everyone was there, and it was our very own Horror Channel sponsored event, the International Short Film Showcase.
It's basically about a brother and sister who are holed up in a dilapidated chapel at the end of the world in the midst of a zombie apocalypse.
You haven't been bitten, have you?
Oh, you donkey. Run into a tree.
The premise really is the worst person to be stuck with for potentially the rest of your life is your annoying little brother.
I particularly liked Metal Creepers, the heavy metal exploitation. That was very funny.
They wanted to bring back those puppet movies, really popular in the 80s. Gremlins, Critters, Munchies, Ghoulies. Am I missing any?
Well, the film's been described as a horror with heart. What do you make of that, and what are they referring to?
Well, I think because it's a character-led film. It's not really a horror film at all. It is a horror film because it's horrible and there's some real brutal violence in there and lots of blood. But that's kind of by the by. It's the story really and what the zombies mean to the existing story. So, and they're a couple in love and they're a couple trying to get back together again. You know, it's just because of the indiscretions of one of the characters that they're not together. So it is a love story really.
Don't be afraid. A new world of sound awaits you. A new world that requires all your magic powers.
The story's really simple. It's about a sound man from Dorking who goes to Italy in the 70s to work on a horror film and kind of regrets doing it. And within that, it's a film about horror, about work, about politics in the office.
The movie is about sound. It's a tribute to sound and to a sort of a movie making from the 70s, an era of movie making that's no longer. That's what I loved about the movie.
The final day ended with a bang. Actors, directors, stars everywhere all day long. Because this is Fright Fest, and we don't stop till the fat lady dies. So highlights so far, what movies have stood out?
Maniac. And Cockneys vs Zombies. Grabbers was fantastic.
American Mary was awesome.
What's that?
Dreams, yeah?
Tell us about the story of American Mary.
Well, it follows medical student Mary Mason as she grows increasingly broke and disenchanted by medical school and the surgeons she once admired. So the allure of easy money and notoriety sends Mary to the messy world of underground surgery and body modification, which leaves more marks on Mary's psyche than her so-called freakish clientele. She can do that drunk too. Well, the first time I ever pitched it was to Eli Roth, and he stopped me halfway through and he's like, that sucks. And it did. I was like, so it's about this girl, and he's like, it's never gonna get made if you talk like that.
Have you ever heard of body modification?
It is about a serial killer who drives a taxi cab and after picking up a fare, destroys the mother and keeps the 9-year-old boy for 10 years. It's a romantic comedy, yeah. I wanted to make the kind of horror that really scares me, the non-negotiable horror, the human monster who I cannot offer anything to.
How long have you been here? Since I was 9.
And how do you feel being here, kind of representing British horror to a certain extent, because you are the closing night movie?
We're absolutely delighted.
Extremely overwhelmed by how well the film's gone down. I still can't believe it. There's only so many times your mum can tell you it's good.
She's an unlikely hero, really. She's just a girl living in the tower block and quite sensitive and insecure, I guess. And then all this kicks off, and it's that thing of fight or flight. How do you react? I know I'd crumble because I'm a complete wimp, but she kind of takes charge. It's nice to come in and hold a gun and be with a load of boys and be a bit kick-ass. So yeah, it was just so different to anything I'd done that I couldn't wait to do it.
Another year, another Fright Fest. Next year, Fright Fest the 14th.
It'll be bigger, better, sexier than ever.
And more fabulous.
Yes.
We'll see you next year.
I love London, I love Fright Fest. I'm in it to win it.
The thing about Fright Fest is you will come here and there's British, there's Spanish, there's Chilean, there'll be Norwegian, Korean, all kinds of stuff.
That's one of the main reasons Fright Fest is great.
Genre often gets kind of sidelined, and to be in a room where everyone is, into the same thing, they know what they're talking about, it's great.
Cheeky.
That's what we do. We geek out together.
Yeah.
It's first time here, love it. Fright Fest is amazing.
Huge amount of fun, great stuff.
Oh, amazing. I'd highly recommend it to anybody.